Are you thinking about buying a home in 2023? Well, you're going to want to check this video out. We're going to talk about the projections for real estate prices, talk about foreclosures, where interest rates are at, where they're going, everything that you need to know, or if you're curious about the real estate market, check out the details next. Hey there, this is Ryan Skaggs, and this is the Mortgage Minute. This channel is dedicated to everything mortgage, real estate, and interest rates, and we're going to start with those interest rates. Right up behind me, average 30-year fixed, according to Freddie Mac, is at 6.65%. A huge uptick since we saw the absolute kind of lows this year. I know we're only a couple months in late January, so we're now up to a 4-month high on where interest rates are at. So if you want to check out more, you can see the link below in the description. You can check out Freddie Mac's average 30-year fixed. While you're down there, be forever grateful. Click that like button. Click that subscribe. Over 80% of you are not subscribed. It's absolutely free. And then click that bell icon to be notified as I'm putting out weekly videos on the channel. So let's talk about what's going on in the real estate market. So first of all, where am I at? What is my market like? You know, my narrative is around the Chicagoland, northern suburbs, Illinois market. So I'm going to give you some data that's across the United States, but again, kind of give you my opinion on what I'm feeling and seeing every single day in my business. So let's start with inventory. That's probably the number one headline that we continue to see is we are low on inventory, low. Currently, and I'll link to this as well, is we're at 3.2 months of inventory. That means essentially we have houses that can supply enough for 3.2 months. Now, where should we be? Well, we should be, a balanced market would typically be around 6 months. That means it's averaging enough buyers and sellers. Right now, we'd have considerably more demand than we have actual inventory. Now, in my local market, there is some, I won't say neighborhoods because we're all little suburbs all kind of peppered around Chicago, but there are some suburbs around here that are under 1 month of actual inventory. I know for a fact that I had a client list a house recently in where my office is at here in this suburb, and there was double-digit offers, and the actual accepted offer was well over the asking price. Now, that's my individual market, but you go on to say whatever website that you get your news from and mortgage demand is low, mortgage rates are high. How is all of this possible? So what I can tell you is demand is still extremely high, at least in this individual market. And I think in most metro markets, demand is still there. So what do housing prices do? If demand is still there, they're going to likely continue to stabilize. One of the charts, and I'll put this up here next, is January 22 to January 23, looking at first-time home buyers, sales to investors, cash sales, distressed sales, and then days on the market. So obviously we're seeing a lot more days on the market here than we were before because they were just flying off the shelf. So we have, you know, that 3.2 months of inventory compared to like 1.8 kind of at that same time before. So definitely a little bit more inventory, but still definitely short overall. So the next thing I want to kind of look at for you is the median prices, or the median price of existing home sales. So not new construction, but existing home sale prices. So you can definitely see here where we've had a dip, where we've come off those absolute highs in summer of 22, where it was just like a bidding war like crazy. If you were out trying to look for a home, it was nutty out there to try to actually get a home. I know clients that made 17 offers and still didn't get a home. So there is definitely some reprieve off those absolute highs, but we are stabilizing. Again, this is across the country. In the local market, we're seeing now just single-digit appreciation returns compared to 10, 15% as we saw before. And lastly, what I want to put up here is foreclosure starts, because a lot of people will be out there, especially on YouTube, you know, the scary, oh my gosh, don't buy real estate, don't do this, don't do that. And they'll point to the increase in foreclosures. Now, as I look at this chart, and specifically kind of down in here, hopefully I've got the arrow here correct, but we obviously saw a big downtick in 2020 because you could not get foreclosed on at that point. So with that said, it's likely going to continue to go up here a little bit. But if you look at the overall foreclosure rate, you know, in terms of that line or where we've been from years past, like we are at all-time lows in terms of foreclosure rate. So we are seeing distressed properties come on, and to be honest, the market needs them to have more inventory, but we are not at this huge tipping point where we're seeing this huge increase of all these people from 2020 that lost a job or couldn't afford the mortgage, got behind, and now getting foreclosed on. It's not really significant at this point. It's definitely something I continue to monitor and look at, but at this point, it hasn't had any effect where I'm looking at it saying I'm projecting, lower prices or an influx in inventory. So, with that said, put your comments below. Let me know what questions you have. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't clicked that subscribe, please do so. It's absolutely free. And again, check out the other videos, and I'll put a couple up coming up right here. So stay safe, and we'll see each other again very, very soon.